All right, so today we are heading off to Myanmar.
Sounds exotic.
It is. Think lush green landscapes, temples, the works, and right in the thick of it, you have a volcano. But
Mhm.
not just any volcano. This is Mount Popa. And this place, it's not just geographically fascinating, it's like spiritually charged, you know?
Absolutely. It's absolutely central to Myanmar's spiritual life. And what makes it so unique is this blend of Buddhism, which you know is prevalent in Myanmar,
Right.
but also this worship of local spirits, which are known as nats.
Okay, gnats. Now, see, that's where it gets interesting for me. Break it down for us. Who or what are these gnats?
So imagine figures shrouded in folklore. They're often said to be the spirits of people who met, let's just say, untimely, sometimes even violent ends. And they're fascinating because they embody this duality. They can be protective, but they can also be, well, mischievous if you cross them.
So, like a blessing and a curse, all rolled into one.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is how central they are to Burmese belief alongside Buddhism. It's this fascinating mix of these very different belief systems.
Yeah, that coexistence is really intriguing. And
Mhm.
speaking of intriguing, our sources mentioned this one gnat, a blacksmith called Mong Tint Dai. He was apparently so strong, he even scared the king.
Oh, yeah. Mongtin dies. He's legendary. His strength is a huge part of his story. But here's the thing, he's just one of 37 gnats that are venerated at Mount Popa.
37. Okay, so we're not just talking about one or two spirits here. This is like a whole pantheon.
Absolutely. And this number, 37, it's central to gnat worship. Each gnat has their own story, their own domain of influence. They come from all walks of life. You've got kings, heroes, lovers who met tragic ends. Of these 37, four are stayed particularly prominent at Mount Popa.
Which ones are those?
So obviously you've got Mungtint Day, the blacksmith, and then there's Beata, Shwish Pingi, and Maywuna.
Okay. So you've got this incredible mountain, this history, all these powerful spirits. I'm guessing people don't just like take a casual hike up there, do they?
You're right. For many people, a visit to Mount Popa is a pilgrimage. It's a journey of faith. They go to pay their respects to the Nats. And it's no walk in the park. It's a climb 777 steps, to be exact.
777 steps. Okay, that's a workout. But it's not just the physical challenge, right? Our sources mention another, let's call it a local hazard.
Yeah.
Chacals.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The monkeys.
The monkeys.
They're infamous for relieving visitors of any, shall we say, loose belongings.
So little light finger.
That's putting it mildly. You have to watch your stuff very carefully.
Got it. Maybe pack some extra snacks as like a peace offering to the monkey overlords. But on a serious note, is there a reason these monkeys are so entrepreneurial?
Well, it actually ties back into this idea of offerings to the gnats.
Really?
Yeah, offerings are a huge part of it, often in the form of food. And those monkeys, they've kind of figured out that where there's a pilgrimage, there's a potential picnic.
Makes sense. So you're braving the steps, you've made it past the monkeys. What awaits you at the summit? The view from the top. Absolutely breathtaking. You see the surrounding landscape, and then right there on the summit, you've got these shrines dedicated to Buddha, and right alongside them, shrines to the Nats. It's really this amazing visual representation of how these different belief systems coexist at Mount Popa.
That's amazing. You know, it's that blending of beliefs that makes this place so fascinating. You see it in the landscape and the stories, in the whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now, for those of us who maybe aren't up for that 777 step climb, because let's face it, that's a lot of steps, our sources mention another mode of transport, the horse cart.
Mm.
Sounds charming, but is it all it's cracked up to be?
It's definitely an experience. Let's just say it's more rustic charm than luxury ride.
Well, yeah.
You could say that, but it's all part of the experience. It's a good reminder that as visitors, we're entering a space that's, well, much bigger than ourselves.
Right. It's a place with a deep cultural and spiritual significance.
Absolutely.
So to sum it up, Mount Popa, it's this incredible mix of ancient legends, stunning scenery, and well, a little bit of monkey business on the side. It really seems like a place where faith, it moves mountains, literally.
It does. And it leaves us with this question. When we visit places like Mount Popa, or really any place that holds such deep traditions, How do we approach that in a way that honors those traditions, but also allows us to learn and experience something new? That's something for us all to ponder.
It really is. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Mount Popa. Thanks for listening.